Yo, what's good everybody? Today I'm going to teach y'all how to zone with Ryu. Ryu's character kit is basically designed to be a zoner, right? That's also able to bait and punish his opponent. So with that being said, today I'm going to teach you guys how to master bait and punish. So first I want to talk about Hadouken, and I also want to talk about Shakunetsu, right? These two moves, they're very important to zoning, right? Because whenever you want to zone, you want to be able to use projectiles and force your opponent to pick options that they normally wouldn't pick, right? So clearly you have two really good projectiles that are able to do their thing, as well for the fact that these two projectiles have their own purposes. Like Hadouken's good for pushing people back with a physical attack. It's also really good with contesting other attacks because they can clash with that move because it's stronger. It's a single hit attack that's stronger, so there are a lot of times people can clash with that move. Like you can see in this clip right here where Captain Falcon tries to down B, but he clashes with the Hadouken. If it was Shakunetsu, he'll go right through it. But since I shot Hadouken on purpose, I wanted him to clank with the move. So yeah, it's very important to learn the difference between Shakunetsu and Hadouken because of the fact that you have to learn when to apply certain attacks. And you also need to learn to mix them up. If you keep spamming Shakunetsu over and over again, like you can see in my first to 10 set against Ronin, it doesn't really pay off as much because of the fact that we all know what you're trying to go for over and over again, right? And on that topic of knowing what you're going to go for over and over again, you can see at some point in that set, for example, I'm gonna link the set in the description, so you can see during that set, at some point, I realized that Ronin is way better than me at shooting projectiles and boxing me out, right? I acknowledge that and realize. Now, as I have stated earlier in the guides, Hadouken and Shakunetsu have 57 frames of lag. Like the whole move takes 57 frames to complete, all right? From the moment you shoot it to the moment you're able to move, 57 frames. That's almost 1 second of lag. So your opponent can react, okay, to you shooting out of Shakunetsu and go punish you for it. It's easily doable. And because of that, you don't like to spam this move a lot because you can end up losing sets for that, all right? Especially when you're throwing it out without a game plan. You need to throw it out with a game plan, okay? You need to know what move is going to come next if the opponent does certain things, or if they get caught by the attack, so you can also pressure them. Like, yeah, we're here to master bait and punish, right? But you also need to know that as a Ryu player or Shoto player, it's totally fine for you to, you know, gain ground or footing, right? By basically going up close, throwing your opponent off, right? Because zoning is not about spending all your time staying away from them. It's about getting into your opponent's head so they don't know what kind of approach or what kind of defensive option you're going to take, right? You're more so playing the passive game of trying to be in their mind, right? Trying to be in their head by cornering them over and over again with projectiles, with good frame data, also being able to box them out with like heavy up tilt, for example. This move right here, let's say I shoot a Shakunetsu, right? Or a Hadouken, and my opponent wants to jump over, right? They've shown me that they like to jump over to punish me when I do Shakunetsu, right? So what I could do is if I shock you and like drift back or whatever and they jump in, I can do a heavy up tilt. Heavy up tilt, for those of you who haven't watched the moveset guide, because some people don't, heavy up tilt is invincible, full body up, like upper body invincible, sorry. It's full upper body invincible. So any attack in this game, literally any attack in this game that's not, you know, invincible as well, will lose to heavy up tilt. And there's rarely any move that beats it, honestly. So yeah, you throw it out there, you win the exchange, and you can just reset neutral again. Like after you get that heavy up tilt, you can just focus attack back and reset and start, you know, zoning once again. There are other things you can use in your bait and punish tactics. You can use F tilt, which is invincible as well. This is really good at poking at people, like walking back, throwing out a, you know, an invincible leg in front of you. It's not, you know, that full of lag. Honestly, it's almost lagless, and it's really good at being able to, you know, catch somebody who's trying to jump in on you and then punish them with like a combo or like a shaku or something, like another projectile. Basically just to get on their nerves, right? You want to make sure you can get on your opponent's nerves and fluster them as much as possible. So one thing I love about Ryu as a zoner in this game is that Ryu has the ability to fight up close, all right? As a zoner, most times you're not able to box really well, but Ryu can box very well. Like heavy up tilt, invincible, like I mentioned. His down tilt is frame 2, his up tilt is frame 3. And I think my most favorite part about Ryu as a zoner is that if your opponent gets close to you and they shield, you can just take their shield away. All right, so because I don't have the training mode mod, I'm gonna have to do this in the most ghetto way possible. But I want to show you guys something. If you hit somebody with one down tilt on their shield, you can break their shield with collarbone breaker. So you don't even have to go for 2, right? If you know your opponent's going to shield, 1 down tilt into collarbone breaker is all you need. And most times people cannot react to this. And once you do this, people are going to be terrified to shield. And if people are terrified to shield, you can throw more projectiles on them. It all just comes full circle with this character, and I love it. So like I was saying, you're gonna down tilt into collarbone breaker and it breaks their shield. I love this setup so much because it's so cheesy with this character. And then from here, you know, you've broken their shield. Let's say you've done a shit, sorry, excuse my language. So in a fighting game, when things become high stakes, basically what you wanna do in a fighting game is you wanna kill your opponent, right? You wanna kill the other player. But when things get high stakes for that player, one of you is at a higher percent and you're about to die, you want to play more defensively to maintain your life, right? You don't want to throw away your life. In terms of Smash, it's called a stock, right? You want to maintain your stock. So what you're going to usually do is play defensively. You want to shield, right? But let's say your opponent is playing against you, like you're playing Ryu against your opponent, and then you break their shield. You get a free kill confirm there. And then their next stock, they're going to be like, okay, well, if I'm at high percent, I have to watch out for this, you know, kill confirm. And that's where you as a Ryu player, you get the smile from ear to ear, because at this point your opponent has to learn how to play defensively without their shield. They're gonna have to focus on their movement and other options. And at that point, for you as a Ryu player, you need to be very aware and conscious of your decisions, because now you no longer need to spam a 1 second long attack. Okay, what you want to do is watch your opponent and punish them accordingly, because now you've already mastered flustering them. This is the part where you begin to bait and punish, all right? You've already done the baiting. Now it's time to punish, because now they're going to be picking options that they're not comfortable with anymore. And that's where you are going to succeed as a Ryu player. So lastly, I want to talk about out of shield options, right? So yes, your opponent cannot shield against you most of the time as a Ryu player. However, you can still use your shield, okay? Don't forget this. You can still use your shield. You don't have to, you know, play without your shield. So a lot of times in this game, I'm gonna turn up the CPU's percent real quick. We'll just put it to 999 for now. All right, a lot of times in this game, you have out of shield options. Ryu has 2 good out of shield options. He has his up smash out of shield, right? And he has his uppy out of shield. Now, personally for me, what I love to do with my up smash and uppy out of shield, we have auto turnaround in this game, right? And that means that, you know, our character always faces our opponent no matter which side we're on. So whenever you do an up smash out of shield in this game, usually you just hold shield and then do a regular up smash input. However, if you like let go of shield and then do your up smash input at the same time, like that, you're going to get an auto turnaround up smash. So let's say your opponent tries to cross you over and then you do up smash out of shield. You get an auto turnaround up smash. You can do the same thing with up B. Get an auto turnaround up B, and you can stop people from crossing you over. That's another thing, a little, you know, tiny tip that you can do in this game. You just literally drop shield, but at the same time do up smash, and it'd be like an auto turnaround out of shield option. But that's really good because Ryu has 2 kill moves out of his shield. So depending on whichever one you want to go for, because, you know, a lot of times sure you can not kill because of the fact that, you know, it could be too far. They could be too far away from the person. Like right there, that was a sour spot. Sometimes you can get a sour spot, so sometimes it's better to go for up smash. Depending on how you feel, you can punish the attack. Pick one of the 2. And that's also a piece of baiting and punishing. That's really like a key component right there. Being able to use a defensive option and turn it into something aggressive to benefit you. So with all that being said, hopefully you guys are able to understand Ryu's bait and punish, his zoning capabilities. And you're able to use this better, and your Ryu's not going to be complete garbage because you're too busy focused on throwing out attacks that are unnecessary. You want to make sure that every single attack you throw out is coordinated. Do not lose yourself in the mix of just throwing attacks over and over again, because eventually you're just going to end up losing and not realize why you're losing. So hopefully you guys appreciated this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.